Welcome to another video. In this video we're going to be reviewing the Google Pixel 2 XL. I've got the Pixel 2 as well, but I think I'm going to point on this one because that's one I've been using mainly in comparison to that one. The main differences are that one's obviously quite smaller. If you just put them next to each other there, you can see that that's smaller than that one. But let's put that one away and let's dive deeper into my experience with the Pixel 2 XL.
Now Tommy, you've lived with this phone for a while now, so let's start with the design. What do you like about it? Actually, you can give a shout out to Google for the one that they hooked us up with.
Yeah, shout out to Google for hooking us up for this. It's got a little GadgetsBoy engraving on the back. Then I've got a D-brand skin on the back as well, the yellow. I've just went for the subtle look, so you got the yellow sort of leather look on the back there, and the G is yellow as well.
So yeah, talk me through what you like about it.
So, one thing I really like about this device is the 6-inch display. It feels nice in hand to hold in terms of the curved edges and stuff. It looks really nice. You got two front firing speakers there as well. You got front camera on the side. You got your SIM card area there, SIM slot. On the bottom you got a USB-C port, and on the back you got fingerprint sensor and a 12 megapixel camera. That's f1.8, I believe it is, and you got your flash and your laser autofocus lights on the back as well. It's pretty simple, the device is. I like the simplistic look. It's minimalist. You got your volume control power button on the same side, so you don't have to stretch too far. It's nice and easily reachable as well. But I think in general, in terms of design, this is actually a fantastic looking device.
But some people are criticising it because it's plastic and they're like, it's not premium enough.
No, so what Google have done here is they've kept it really light. So it's got a mixture of glass and aluminium, but it's got this coating on there that gives it this like chalk matte finishing sort of like finish on it. So again, when you got your hands on it, it's not too slippery. It's just perfect in my own opinion. I like it.
And let's take it under there. What's the performance saying?
Performance wise, impressive. So this has got 4 gig of RAM, 64 gig of storage, or you can get the 128 gig as well if you prefer. Unfortunately, you can't expand the storage, but Google have unlimited Google Photos backup storage anyway, backup option. So all your photos can be stored there if you started to lose memory space. So this has got the latest Snapdragon processor as well. So this is 835 in there. So it's got all the specs that you'd expect from a flagship device of this day and age. Although I wish that kind of gave us bigger RAM just to future-proof it, but it just means that we'll get another device next year which might get that, but we'll see. But in terms of general performance, I think this is great.
While we're talking about performance, how's the battery?
You get 3,520 mAh battery on there, and I think this lasts me all day before I have to recharge it again. But then you get fast charge adapter in there, so you'll be able to really charge it very fast, very quickly, and get back on the road and just keep using it.
And while we were talking about the look of it, I don't know if you told me if it's waterproof or not, is it?
A little bit. So this is IP67 water industrial system rating. So you can still get some splash on there, you can use it in the rain just a little bit, but don't get too crazy though. And
what about the camera? Because that's, for me, the most important thing.
Now, the camera is actually really good. This is my next, I think it's on par with the Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus or the Note 8. This has got 12 megapixel camera on the back. You got flash as well. You got optical image stabilization, which is new on the Pixel range. You can shoot 4K at 60 frames per second, but I'd stick to 1080 at 30 frames because that's a lot better. You get sharper detail out of that. But the camera's really good. One thing that's really impressive is portrait mode. So whether it's using on the front-facing camera or you're using on the main camera, it stands out really good. In fact, we did a test where I posted something on my Instagram, and the first question people were asking was, which DSLR camera do you use for that? I was like, no, that was a Pixel phone. And yeah, I'm impressed with the camera. The dynamic range is really good. You got really nice detail coming out of it. Color accuracy is really good, even with the screen, which is not the best in terms of saturation and all that, like the Samsung AMOLED display. You still get really good looking photos out of it.
But I think the real proof is that, you know, Samsung get criticized because their cameras, their pictures look great on the phones.
Yes.
But Pixel pictures look great on everything.
Pixel phone, when you take a photo on there, if you put it on your PC or you send it to an iPhone user or you send it to another user in general, it comes out really good. Talking about display, actually, just to touch a little bit more on that, there was a big issue, there's a bit of uproar about that. But for me, at start I thought it looked natural. But some may argue, some may not. But I think if you're used to seeing your Samsung display and you hold on to this, you look at it, you go, wow, that looks dull. But actually, it doesn't look that bad. But luckily, Google have upgraded it. They've added a software upgrade, so you can actually make the color pop a bit more. So don't let that discourage you. Check it out yourself and see what you think. They've used a POLED panel, which is just plastic OLED. I don't know why they've done that, but again, maybe they've learned. I hope they've learned from that, and opted for the better option next year.
Tell me who this phone's for ultimately.
This phone is someone that's looking for pure Android experience. So this is running Android 8. It's all Google experience. It's really pure in terms of like just little subtle thing that they've changed. For such a big display, they've moved the search bar, they've moved that to the bottom, so it's easily accessible whether you're searching for your apps, you're searching Google, you're searching YouTube. You can do everything right there. I think this is someone who's looking for a pure Android experience. It's got a great camera, it's fast, I think the battery life is excellent. It's all round a really good smartphone, I'd say.
Yeah, wrap it up, tell us what to do.
I mean, you know what to do, guys. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any question as well, just drop them in the comments below. All relevant information will be in the description area. And thanks for watching. I'm Tommy, you're watching GadgetsBoy. Catch you in the next one.